memes of your childhood.
Popular outdoor toys ever made. I must have missed the meeting when Step 5 happened. This is the Baby Shark of the 2000s kids.
Oh my god,
I
it's
can
the
hear
Gummy
this
Bear
picture.
song.
One burned
Yeah,
you
I can
alive,
hear
and
it.
the other one electrocuted you with static. How strict were your parents? My parents could speak to me with their eyes.
So
Only real ones
true.
remember. One was always not working.
Why was that too? Why was one speaker always fucked?
THX, the loudest noise of your childhood, scared the hell out of me every time.
Was that the sound? Like, I don't remember. I don't remember.
The original auto-tune.
Oh, yeah, I
did
would do
anyone
that
else
with the
go through a
fan.
phase as a kid where you were genuinely concerned about the Bermuda Triangle? 6-year-old me was like, bro, why are we not solving this?
He's kind of right. Like, what? Like, why are we not solving this problem? Why? Because y'all keep disappearing?
Problem. I can both hear this image and feel it hitting me in the face. Anyone else smell it? Thinking it was illegal to turn this light on while your mum was driving. I will never get over the fact that this was the first YouTube app icon.
That was the
Only OGs
YouTube
used to have
icon?
these on their ceilings.
Okay, I still have those on my ceiling, okay? Don't get it twisted, alright? Like, don't come for me like that. Like, those are still on my ceiling, okay?
In the room. The flavor of the wooden spoon.
Oh, these were peak! These were the peakest ice creams ever. Oh, God.
Haunts me to this day. 7-year-old me when the computer wasn't even turned on. Overthinking during childhood. What do you remember the most from your childhood? Hey, did you ask yet? Me. No, my mum's in a bad mood. Me and my childhood for no reason. If you don't got one of these on your legs, you are soft. 7-year-old me half asleep in the back of my parents' car. Me mapping every turn in my head to see if I knew where I was. How are kids these days vaping? When I was a kid, I was trying to figure out how they got cars into malls. Why was there always a bite taken out of
Because they were good. They felt good under your
these? Because
teeth.
they were so good. 9-year-old me watching television with my parents, not moving a muscle, so they don't know it's past my bedtime. This bull played a big role in almost everyone's childhood.
I still have that up. Well, it popped earlier this weekend because it's my niece's, but she popped it. But yeah, I still have that.
This is the
okay?
bull every kid played with in a store, but actually never bought or took it home.
I bought it. I wasn't a kid though. I mean, I used to play with that in the store a lot, but I had one.
This picture just got stuck to the roof of my mouth. Who remembers these? These won't erase anything, and they taste horrible. What was your favorite
oh my
struggle
God.
meal growing up? You ever had sleep for dinner?
You ever had
Wipeout was
sleep
a
for
legendary
dinner?
show, hands down. Bro, I used to think I could finesse all the obstacle courses. You don't know concentration until you have to take this thing from the sink to the freezer. Before Snapchat
So
and Instagram
true.
was around, this is where you showed off your outfit. Never forget where you came from. These lollies used to cut tongues
And roofs of the mouth, like for real, for real.
viciously. Another childhood pleasure which has no explanation. Me and my childhood without any reason.
I've also done this.
I am now convinced that most of us have the same
Yeah, we
childhood.
all live
Throwback
the same
Thursday.
life.
Where is computer number 9? We are not leaving until it's back in the card. Elementary kids have
I used to do this in elementary school, but I would do it on the back of my hand.
iPhones, but this is what I did in elementary. Not a cell phone inside, just people living in the moment. Remember in the
I have never played Wii before.
early 2000s, when your aunt would have a random bowl filled with blue glass pebbles sitting in a windowsill. Anyone
No.
else remember when kids in school used to do this? Wait for it to dry, then eat it. You
Okay, I would never eat
Had me
it.
all
Yeah,
the way
you
up
had
to-
me all the way until you said eat it. Like, no? Who's eating glue?
Till
Okay.
you said eat it. Kids who played with their DSs like this are all now in prison. VeggieTales characters as vegetables. I found this image in the deepest crevices of my memories. What is
Yeah, what is this and why do I remember this? Why am I getting mad nostalgia right now?
this, and why do I remember it? They banned push pops in school because people were sucking them into pointy
I still do this.
weapons. Who else remembers the temporary buildings at school that were up for decades? Today's kids will never know how big of a deal it was to go to the computer lab. This mustache obsession was so cringy. This was undoubtedly the weirdest part of the 2012 hipster
Okay, I do have a picture of myself somewhere with the fucking mustache drawn on my finger, and
Trends. Y'all millennium babies wouldn't
'Kay.
understand. This was Netflix before Netflix. Only the real ones had the bootleg DVDs with the Sharpie label. I'm this old. Damn, y'all are going deep into the vault for this one. When things used to be so simple. Sometimes I wonder if we all actually had the same childhood. 7-year-old
Seriously,
me
though.
disassembling and reassembling my pen. Did anyone else's parents make them go to sleep early 2 weeks before school started to prepare? Who remembers? Crack the egg
Yes.
was all fun and games until you got hit with a double bounce and went flying off the trampoline. Absolutely no one. 6-year-old us. 8
so true.
full grocery bags. 10-year-old me. The wee me's.
I will not make a second trip. I will carry everything in one go if it kills
For
me.
the original Bitmojis. Black dude in the orange shirt will beat you the hell up in boxing too. Who you got? I really would prefer not to see this kind of violence.
That's
the
a
hell up in
hard
boxing too. Who you got?
decision. I'm gonna have to go with the fish. He had a hard life, okay? He had a hard life.
I really would prefer not to see this kind of violence. When the raindrop you pick on the window doesn't win the race.
So
I'm this old.
true!
This is why we can spot our significant other from a mile away. OMG, y'all remember this. All
I
schools
don't
were not
remember
created
this.
equally, because what is this? Me, when thousands of memes flash before my eyes before I die, instead of cherished memories of loved ones and my childhood. No one. 10-year-old me looking at the camera in the supermarket. I used to hate
I'd
dropping
wave.
these things in class, and they bounced across the whole country. Who remembers these? We all used to bite into these like they were actual burgers.
I did do that. I would pretend I was a mouse.
Blow my mind. Curious George only liked him because he looks like a banana. Retweet if you remember using and
Oh my god, he does look like a banana.
Curious George only liked him because he looks like a banana. Retweet if you remember using these as a kid. I really thought I deserved a degree in mechanical engineering after plugging these in. My little brother came home from the dollar store and threw one of these at me. I just went so far back into memory lane, I got lost. Resting your head on the cold window just hit different. What were
Yeah, it
these
did.
for? Why are they so familiar?
Why do I know what these are but don't know what these are at the same time? Like, what the fuck was this for? Bingo. Maybe. What? Oops.
Yeah. What's the dumbest thing you ever did as a kid? My shining moment was when I was like 4. I put floaties on my feet and jumped into a pool thinking I would walk on water. I almost drowned. $10 as a kid versus $100 as an adult. Before cell phones and social media, this is how we all figured out where the squad was at. Me and
That is so true.
my adult. Before cell
That is so true. Though I was so introverted when I was done, like, riding my bike around with my friends when I was younger, I would go in the house and tell my mom to tell them I couldn't play anymore. I was like, tell them I have to come inside now. I want to read a book.
phones and social media, this is how we all figured out where the squad was at. Me and my childhood without any reason. Those of you. This is how we all figured out where the squad was at. Me and
Is this really that universal? Because I used to do that shit too.
my childhood without any reason. Those of you that had your first panic attack in one of these bad boys know what's up. Childhood
Yes.
days. Is it downloading? Checks with finger. Yes, it is. Mom, I got your nose.
I've done that.
2-year-old me. 6-year-old me waiting for my mom to choose what I'm going to wear after taking a bath. Me as a
Oh.
kid when I fix my toy car. Mechanic. Sure, death is scary,
Mechanic.
but remember Frank from Cars. Me, fake sleeping in the car as a kid so I can get carried inside. Having a kid sounds stressful. Like, how do you make sure they have just enough childhood trauma that they will turn out funny? 10-year-old me, sitting at the top of the stairs, listening to my parents talk smack about me. Demon about to kill me as an 8-year-old. A blanket. 10-year-old me, getting ready to open the door. My mom's not home. This was probably the most irrational childhood fear that I had. What's the dumbest beliefs you had as a child? When I was 4 or 5, I swore that bird seeds grew birds, thus the name. When my parents asked me to prove it to them, I planted a pile of bird seeds. The next day, there were loads of birds where I planted the seeds. Show
That kid was like, yes. Yes, I told y'all. You thought I was stupid. proved you
I
wrong.
was right. Who knows what this is? A teachable moment for an overly curious child in a car alone.
Is that a
Someone lighting a
cigarette
cigarette.
lighter?
Me. Why do you love pizza so much? My television as a kid. I found this in the
True.
depths of your memories. One time when I was like 11, my dad took me to an Italian restaurant and the waiter asked what my name was and I said, Sam, but you can call me Captain Ravioli. And my dad just looked at me and said, what the fuck was that? Don't do that. And I've been chasing that high ever since. If you don't feel old yet, here's your childhood
My
behind a glass in a
God.
museum.
In a
Nobody, 5-year-old
museum.
me in a mall. I can only step on white tiles or I will die.
Yes, only step on the right tiles.
An
Done
accurate
that.
representation of going from childhood to adulthood. If you don't know this problem, I feel sorry for your childhood. Sharpening a pencil at the bin was the childhood equivalent of taking a cigarette break. Bro, I had to be the dumbest preschooler out there. Threw that thing in a scroll. I didn't even realize I spent my childhood playing with the virus. I was banned
The
from taking baths
coronavirus.
when I was younger because I would use up all the bubble bath. And when confronted in the tub, I would retreat into the bubbles and tell them to schedule an audience if they wanted to meet the king of the Bubble Kingdom. This was a personal
Peak.
story I shared in confidence.
Peak.
All of you will be tried for death. I have no tolerance for treason in the Bubble Kingdom. Getting hit in the
Preach.
face by this ball
Peach,
when it was
peach,
wet was
peach,
mad. Felt like you
peach.
got slapped by Wolverine. In 6th grade, I had a really big crush on this boy who had a girlfriend. So one day on AIM, I messaged him a link to the music video You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift. Joe, if you're
Oh my
reading this,
God.
that was weird. My bad. How old were you
Oh
when
my
you realized
God.
recess in elementary school was the teacher's mandatory breaks, not for the students?
Wait, really? I never thought about it like that.
Today years old. Things that will hit you right in the
Ah,
childhood.
yes.
1. Finding out your future.
What the fuck is this thing called again? A cootie catcher? No. I don't know. I can't remember.
Y'all ever used to go to your parents' room at night to ask to go to a friend's house and just sat there on their bed for a while, pretending like you were interested in what they were watching, but really, you were just trying to build up the courage to ask. You did not have a childhood if you didn't put one of these bad boys under
Yes,
your
and try
legs
to
in the
stand
pool
on
and
them.
pretended you were surfing, and then it shoots out of the water like a
Yes!
torpedo and gives you a Mike Tyson uppercut from hell. I just told a story at work about my childhood that I thought was really funny, and now everyone is super quiet, and someone said, I'm so sorry. Your kid does this to your whip. What are you doing? There comes a time in
It's
every
purple,
child's
it's
life
fine.
when they remember a whooping. This will be the one. Who else remembers? You just took me way back.
Why do I remember a cousin having one of these and me thinking it was like the coolest thing ever?
With this one here. Do you remember when this was your only problem? Who else remembers doing
Yes,
this as a kid?
the
I am a
market
sword
sword.
Damn. After I got a whooping, I would be laying down on the floor playing with this thing with tears running down my face. We really all lived the same childhood in different houses. 90s kinda sucked. Imagine being stuck in the house with no internet. Yuck. They had to put a commercial on the television that said, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your kids are? For our parents to remember we existed. We were not stuck in the house. Just checking in. You and I used to have some wild Friday nights back in the day. The quality of
God.
this was so bad, but it really made you feel like an artist. I can feel the
So
dryness
true.
of those markers in my
So
bones.
true.
Getting out of your car in the 90s was like, without
Oh God.
revealing your age, what's something you remember that if you told a younger person, they would not understand? Birthday parties at McDonald's. Crazy how kids today will never know how fun it was to go outside every single day with your friends and just sit here. One day, we all sat on this for the last time together, and none of us ever
That's
knew
so
it. Mom, come
sad. Oh
outside.
my
I got groceries.
God.
Me. I did not get this joke as a kid. No. This is how we turned on our computers in the
Same.
2000s. Grandma's
Same.
be acting like drug dealers every time she wants to give us some money.
That's
when
so
you turn
funny.
the basement lights off and run upstairs,
Run upstairs before the
death
demons
consumes
consume you?
6-year-old me trying to
like
force
it.
two magnets, even though they aren't going to stick together. Admitted, we've all done this while eating
I have
mac and
done
cheese. Did
this!
anyone else ever pour soda into the cap and drink it like it
Yes.
was a shot? Every
Yes.
monstrosity and horror I could think of. My bed. 6-year-old me. Postcard from child from camp. Not dead yet. 8-year-old's haircuts now versus my haircut when I was 8. Me, suddenly gaining self-consciousness at my 4th birthday party. Childhood secret weapon. 5-year-old me putting a
What was
ball inside
that?
my clothes. Next thing I knew, I was pregnant. A nice rock
Oh,
I just
God.
found on the beach. 5-year-old me. These are stronger than most relationships these days.
Those things are
7-year-old
so
me
hard
in
to
the
get off.
supermarket Whenever I see a surveillance camera, opens a pack of chewing gum. The entire school.
So true. Why was gum like the drug of childhood?
Cool. You knew it was going to be a good movie when you seen this. 90s kids know. It's true, as a thousands kid, I don't know what bleeding or hoses are. All I know is pronouns and phone. 8-year-old me in the front of the mirror, trying to catch my reflection off guard. Bro, what the hell is this? I knew the car I drew in kindergarten was real. 10-year-old me after using my fingers to put on my shoes. Remember those days when you
God.
missed school and you would check the time and think, they're eating right now. Doing this without any reason. When I was younger and was in the shower and this happened, I thought I was a full-blown waterbender or Aquaman. Honestly, I'm getting tired of everyone having the same childhood experiences as me. If you don't know who this is, you did not have a childhood. She was the Thanos of our childhood.
I do not know who that is.
5-year-old me seeing the moon during the day. 7-year-old me realizing mum's name isn't mum. Just found the cutest bottle ever. This brings back so many memories.
Oh,
9-year-old
that's
me
cute.
scared something happened to my mum because she isn't back from the market yet. The real ones know what's up with these. I was always scared to drink out of this straw because I was afraid someone didn't wash it good enough. Whenever I walk by a tree, I was today
Slap that, spank that leaf.
years old when I realized the Vans logo is the square root of the answer. Once
What? That's
you
a
see
trip.
it, you cannot unsee it. There is always that one innocent spoon in every home that you just dislike for no reason. Why do I understand?
Because it's a mouth thing. Like, you have to, it has to be a certain spoon, okay? I have one spoon in my house that is my favorite spoon because it is the best spoon, and I don't even know how to tell you. It's just, it's round and it's perfect and it's gold and it's just, it's perfect. It's the perfect spoon, okay? It's my favorite spoon. I will literally wash the spoon 12 times in one day because I will not use any other fucking spoon. It's my favorite.
This. If you did not drink milk out of a bag in grade school, you are too young for me. Am I the
What?
only one who drank out of a small carton like a normal child?
For
I got
reals,
the squad on
though.
speed dial. Parts of a playground versus what they felt like. 90s hoverboards. Gym class used to be lit whenever the teacher pulled out these. If you recognize this image, you are qualified for a veteran's discount. Who
don't.
else used to make these? Or like
I did that.
mirrors. Can you start this for me? Y'all poke or peel these. I thought using your front
Peel.
teeth was the only option. What kids have these days versus what we had. You already know what season it is. These things smack in the summer. 8-year-old me pretending to smoke when it's cold outside. When mom
True
lets you
that.
keep the change. 6-year-old me trying to invent a new color. Wait here, I will be back. This is traumatizing.
Panic.
7-year-old me
Panic.
standing up in the bath after holding my breath underwater for 22 seconds. This floor tile exists. How my 5-year-old brain saw this. 8-year-old. Oops, my bad. How it looked versus how it felt. The 4 horsemen of childhood memories.
Yes.
You are 10 years old and just unlocked the ability to become a turtle. Going down this boy. How it looked versus how it
Yes.
felt. Admit it. You have all done these things in childhood. Using your
Yes.
ruler as a sword. Trying to
Yes.
balance a switch between up and down.
Yes.
Using your bed as a trampoline.
Yes.
Closing the refrigerator only to see the light
Yes.
turning off. 6-year-old me at 2 a.m. debating if I should hold my piss in till the morning. Or run down the hall and risk an attack from a demon. 12-year-old me at the toys section, knowing full well I'm never getting any of it. Y'all remember these. You just opened a deep memory that I
Why do I remember these? What are these? What are those?
thought didn't exist. Describe a perfect day. 7-year-old me. What adults see versus what kids see. 6th grade me coming home and
Aw, damn.
opening my first
That's some
generation
nostalgia.
iPod Touch. If you didn't learn math on this, you are too young for me. I
The
must be
fuck is
getting old
that?
as hell, because what is this? 6-year-old me digging in the sandbox to reach the center of the earth. There's not one unique experience in this video. I still think you gotta be on some voodoo stuff to
Yeah,
watch it one
what
of these.
even
Play
what
Paul
like
Vol-
that was so fun. Like, I was so glad when you could see the fucking song.
Volume up, down, next bag. What's hard to understand about these controls? Burn the witch. The 4 horsemen of a 5-year-old's dream job. When mum says she will be back soon, but the cashier starts scanning the items. Me as a kid, when I had to throw away the cool stick I found. These smelled so bad and were probably washed once a year. Coming back to see your finished product. Best feeling. These, I can still smell them. You
Yes,
haven't known
they
real food
smelled the
until you've tried to use
best.
one of these. I need all of my public school peeps to help me out. Did anyone else have to play a recorder in elementary elementary school.
Yes.
Specifically, hot cross buns.
Yes.
This is real, I swear.
Yes.
When you stop to look at the new Lego sets for 20 seconds, and then your mum disappears. When your ball gets
Panic.
stuck under the car. Retweet if these had a positive impact on your childhood. You could have traded this in for someone's whole lunch. Flashback
yeah.
to when you were a kid and your parents took you to a random event. Let's see what's upstairs. Upstairs. 8-year-olds when they reach the top of this. Stick exists. Kids. Me, smelling a scent carried by the breeze that takes me back to the happiest days of my childhood, only to be blown away in an instant.
Aw.
Jumping off a single step. 4-year-old saying, look what I can do. Their parents. Me being ill as a kid, 2 minutes after parents left home. 9-year-old me running to give my dad his phone because Dave work boss is calling. When you and your friend are at your neighbor's door because you kicked your ball over the fence. 5-year-old me coming to terms with my new life as a nomad after I cannot find my mum at the store. And
So
what
true.
sounds would you hear in the garage? Where's my fucking socket? Don't touch a motherfucking thing. Screw this car. Imaginary monster. A cool stick that I found. 10-year-old me. Kids these days will never know the hardships of each week having to overcook a fresh hard-boiled egg yolk
What?
for the computer mouse. Seeing Buster getting old hit me right in the childhood feels. Kickballs that have been stuck in the middle school gym ceiling since 2011. This was all you needed for a birthday party back in my day. Did you knock on people's doors as a kid and run away before they had a chance to
Yes.
answer? If so, this could be the job for you. Some of y'all didn't grow up with an older brother who would WWE chokeslam you onto your couch because he felt like it, and it shows. Why
That's
commit murder when you
wild.
can have one of these? Come on, guys. I'd kill for one of those. I
Why commit murder when you can have one of these? I'd kill for
think
one
you're
of
missing the
those.
point. Let me just karate chop your ankles real quick.
Oh my
One of
god, it was the worst feeling in the fucking
the
world.
best games of my childhood. Childhood, a time of adventure and wonder.
Oh no.
I just heard 2 kids playing outside, and one goes, I do not fear the dark side. Then the other kid goes, you should. And then I just hear a whack noise, then crying. That is the sound of childhood happening. I might
So
need to have a
true.
talk with my daughter, but I'm not even sure what I would say.
Why did you put Barbie heads in bubbles? That's
Where's the ocean? 6-year-old me in front of the TV. I've had this
Right
container since I was a
there.
kid, and it gets more depressing as I get older. Dinosaurs, markers, medicine. As a child,
Ah!
I had the impression that I would be offered free drugs by strangers much more frequently
Then
than the
0
0 times it's
times.
happened. How schools expect us to stop bullying. You're bothering me. Please stop. Understandable. Have a great day. Yeah, breaking up is sad, but have you ever given away your childhood Lego collection? Online friendships are wild because you learn every detail of their childhood traumatic experiences and ensuing lifelong mental illness in the first week, and then 3 years later, you're like, wait, you have a dog? Kids today
Wait,
are
you have a
missing out on
dog.
the pre-streaming era, where your childhood was at least partially defined by some semi-obscure movie your family just happened to own on tape, and you watched several dozen times. Kids these days
Yes.
will never know the struggle. Estimated time left, 39
39
years. Like
years?
this, if you still have a Beanie Baby stuffed animal that you had since you were little. One taught me love,
Yes.
one taught me patience, one taught me pain. Teacher, nobody going to lunch until everyone's quiet. 4th grade me. Everyone shut the fuck up. Ah yes, the stages of life. Child, pain, sleep. When you have no life experiences or achievements. Alex,
What?
former child, bringing back weird memories from elementary school. 8 years old nowadays have an iPhone 7 or X, but when I was 8, I had this.
What?
Whoever had a PSP when they were 8 were just as spoiled. I had a PSP. I can smell this picture. We all tried to push
God.
down every color at once.
I never liked playing with Play-Doh because every time I did, all the colors got mixed together and it would irk me.
My brain, do it. Why? Just do it. Okay. The boys waiting outside to see if my mum says yes to them coming in. The ancestors of today's bath
What are these?
bombs, bath beads, the throne of a chief, the throne of a king, the throne of a god. 7-year-old me in the car,
true.
wondering why the moon has been following us. 6-year-old me waiting to die after I accidentally swallowed a little bit of toothpaste. The worst parts of my childhood. 2nd grade me walking into the Scholastic Book Fair with $7.
Scholastic book fairs were the bomb. Those were the best things ever.
When the same actor is live on 2 different TV channels. 6-year-old me. Yeah, you're old, but are you this old? When you find out your parents' names aren't actually mum and dad, how many
You
other lies have I been
betrayed
told by
me.
the council? Who else had a stage in their cafeteria? I'm this old. If you remember this game, you're a legend.
Temple Run? Is that what this is?
but are you this old? It's all fun and games
I
until
love
you
the
lose one piece.
stacking
Some of you never got
pens.
smacked in the face with one of these when you were younger, and it really shows. I went to PE one time with a stuffy nose, got hit one time, and it cleared all my sinuses. 10-year-old me, after losing my toys. Canadian Eatery puts tiny chairs around the little table that comes inside
I legitimately would use that as a table for my dolls when I was younger.
pizza boxes. My childhood dream has come true.
Yes!
A
Seriously!
photo of a remote control from the 70s. What do you do with this? A.
Telescope.
Pretend it's a lightsaber. B. Bonk it on someone's head. C.
That too.
Try to fold it. D. Remove the top layer. When your dad bought
Telescope.
you candy and now he wants his dad tags. My 4-year-old just said, Dad, why do people make up things that their children have said for social media? Isn't it just inherently dishonest and indicative of an inability to construct a compelling narrative for themselves? What we
Your
did as
4-year-old
kids
said
versus
that?
what we imagined when it was time to watch a movie in school.
Oh
Out
my
hiking today and came across this ancient civilization. Anybody know what era it's from? To give these bad boys out, giving the dirtiest one to the person you did not like. 6-year-old me. After all, why not? When I was a kid,
Yes.
every time I went to the bathroom, I was paranoid. Like,
Say,
you know,
I
was
still do that. If I'm in people's houses and like I don't even like in anyone's house, honestly, and I go pee, like I will look behind the curtain. Like I will look.
10, pretending to be dead in the pool to see if anyone would care. 8-year-old me,
Yes.
when my mum made me ring people to thank them for my birthday presents. I feel sorry for Netflix era kids. They will never know the high stakes adrenaline of running to the bathroom, fridge, bedroom in a single ad break with the beckoning call of a sibling screaming, "It's on!" to send you hurtling over the furniture to get back in time. In the 90s,
times,
you could
good
say,
times.
"Excuse me," instead of "excuse me," and get a laugh. It was wild. What 5-year-olds today have, what I had when I was 5. I had the sudden and shocking realization this morning
Vegetables.
that some people have never heard the "Oh, where is my hairbrush" song and don't automatically sing it in their heads when they're looking for something. Why
I
is
don't
there
know
a
that
cucumber
song.
in the shower? Because he took a shower and he now needs to find his hairbrush.
He has no hair.
Obviously. In 1992, I was 12. My dad and I were in the airport. I saw Joe Pesci and I recognized him from Home Alone. I went up to him to ask for his autograph. Joe asked me who my favorite actor was. I said he was. He handed me a crisp $100 and said, "That's the right answer, kid. Scars
That's
remind us the
crazy.
past is real. No more
Oh my god, that's
dollars,"
wild.
and said, "That's the right answer, kid. Scars
Wow.
remind us the past is real. No
blockbuster.
more snow days. School district replaces wintry days off with online classes. We got out
Damn.
of school at the right time, ladies and gentlemen. We are all
Damn.
forgetting
Not that
the
we
real
had any
forbidden
fucking
snack. I
snow
cannot
days ever in California, but that's hard. That's hard.
believe that this post clocked me. I never would have remembered biting down into
Yeah, I also bit on
the
these.
seam of these things, often splitting them in two near perfect halves. The texture was bad, the taste was bad, and yet
The
I
texture was
chomped. When I
bomb,
was younger, I
okay?
just wanted the Crayola 64 pack with the built-in sharpener, practically pooping yourself with excitement when you walked into the PE hall and saw that the apparatus was out. Today's kids will never know how we were the original GPS right from the passenger side, and you better had read fast and correct. Print me the
Print me the MapQuest directions before I leave. Yes. Oh my god, that was nice. That was kind of nice.